Hey everyone, Richard here. Got a bit of a comic call, so let's just get into this. All right, like I said, got a bit of a comic call. Um, Not a very large comic call. I'm not picking up huge amounts of books right now, but I still like hunting, so when I find stuff, I'll pick it up. These first few are from a thrift store, community store here. So like I was saying, I'd frequent this thrift store, semi-weekly, maybe every other week, and just look around, see what I find. And over the course of a few weeks, I'd find a book here, a book there. Every now and then, always got to check, especially the kids section, because you'd find stuff in there. But yeah, this is basically what I found over a few weeks. This first one is Transformers number 6, first appearance of, I believe it's Josie Beller, becomes Circuit Breaker later on. Um, each of these books I paid $1 for, so why not? Transformers is always a popular title, so I picked that up. I was pretty happy to find this one, Gamera Guardians of the Universe number 2 from the limited, I believe it's 4-issue series. All these are pretty sought after. I just like this one because it's like photorealistic painted cover. I don't know. I just think it's a really nice looking cover. And again, for $1, it's definitely worth that. So why not pick that one up? I was very surprised to see this one. It is beat to heck. It's not in good shape at all, but it is a Silver Age book for $1, so why not grab it? Fantastic Four number 71. Again, it was $1. Silver Age book. They had it in like a Ziploc bag. I put it in this proper comic bag, but for $1, why not pick up some Fantastic Four? And this last book from that particular thrift store is this magazine number 11. I was very excited to see this. I actually have been looking for this book for a while. This is the first appearance of Gold Digger, which is a very inaccurate depiction of an archaeologist, but it is an archaeologist. That's my background, so I like to collect those kinds of things. Pick this up. It actually has a really long ongoing title, so pretty cool for its appearance. I don't remember what this one goes for, but I know it's not necessarily a cheap book, so pretty cool to find that. All right, this next stack of books are actually magazines. I was browsing an antique mall and I came across this corner booth that had like files of magazines just stacked there. These were $2 each. So, nothing too exciting, but figured why not. This one's called Lone Star Express. This seems like a fanzine or something. I just thought it was kind of cool. I believe it's X-Men 300. Yeah, X-Men 300 right there on the front of it. So yeah, grab that. $2. Why not? Grab this just because of the Freddy cover. Thought it was a good cover. I was very surprised to see this. I don't see these very often at all. Film number 14 featuring Conan and Red Sonja. This might end up being a PC book. I don't know. I just don't see Film very often. And to find one in the wild for $2, why not? And then they had a couple previews, like very, very early previews. I usually ignore them, but these were early enough that I was like, why not? This one's kind of cool. From March 1990, this has the preview for when they were reprinting EC titles, which I thought was kind of cool. And the last one I thought was really, real cool. I've never actually seen this before. I didn't know it had a preview title. It's from April of 1990. April of 1990. So I think it predates all the other like teasers for this issue, but it has the teaser for Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man number 1. No idea what this thing is worth. I imagine probably an okay amount to a Todd collector. I'm not a Todd collector, so I don't know if I'll keep it or not. But I can't find anything about it online. So pretty cool though. Like I said, I've never seen one before. When I was thumbing through the magazines, I saw that iconic art. Had to pick that one up. All right, 3 more books. These ones were actually all online purchases. This first one, shout out to Hazel Dan here on YouTube. she pointed me in the direction of it. This had to have been, I think this was over $100 book in like 2018 or 2019. Uh, but she sent me a link to one that was available online for relatively cheap. It's a 1 in 25 variant, I believe, but Uncanny X-Men 522, Mark Brooks cover. I really liked this cover when I first saw it way back when, but it was kind of out of the price range I was willing to pay. So to find one for relatively cheap now, less than half of what I think it was, significantly less than half actually. So really cool. That's definitely a PC book. Um, the latter end of the Uncanny X-Men run and a ratio variant, so pretty cool. This next book came up on my comic shop a little ways back. I have trade credit setting in there because I periodically send stuff off to them that I don't want, if they're offering good trade credit on it. And this popped up. I don't see it super often. It's usually pretty sought after. This is Adventure into Disneyland by Richfield. For those that don't know, this predates the opening of Disneyland. So for a Disney collector, really, really cool. But part of the reason I think it's kind of cool is it's a sponsored comic book, because it is all comic inside, by a oil company sponsoring Disney. So oil company sponsoring the opening of Disneyland. I just think that's kind of cool. Plus, it's kind of a key in that it predates Disneyland. But I don't know. I just think it's that funny humor of, oh yeah, oil company backing Disney. Sure, why not? So yeah, added that to my collection. Not a common book, not a super easy book to get in general. So very cool to get that. It was on my list for quite a long time. Probably will get it graded eventually. And the last book I got, I've been looking for a copy of this for, again, quite a long time. It is my favorite Alex Schomburg cover. When I came across this book, it was, again, on my comic shop for quite cheap. And that's because it had a ton of pencil markings on it. And I did some work on it and I cleaned it up. But it is Exciting Comics, number 57. And the reason I particularly wanted it is it has sort of the looting archaeology theme going on down here. But I'll show up some pictures of what it looked like before I worked on it and then after I worked on it. I did quite a bit of work getting pencil off of this. There still is some pencil and it needs to be pressed and probably gone over again, but it looks miles better than it did originally. So very happy to get this. I'll probably get this one graded at some point too, just because it is my favorite Schomburg cover, and archaeology theme. So there is that. And that is all for this haul. I would say these are the two big books of the haul. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hope you're all doing well out there. Let me know if you're hunting for comics or anything right now. But yeah, take care, everyone.